CBP released this drone video of the border fence being constructed to the east of Yuma, Arizona, and to the east of the Mexican town of San Luis Rio Colorado. I went there on September 5th, 2019 to take a look. On the other side of the border is Mexican Highway 2. The unusual thing about this project is that there are multiple sections of the fence and multiple crews working on it. There are at least 4 sections. By a measurement with my odometer, about 13.5 miles of fence have been built so far. I believe this will be a 20-mile stretch of fence. If there are 4 crews working on 4 different sections, the project should be completed in just a couple of months, but that's just my guess. I'm on the Mexican side here because the other side is a dangerous construction site and they don't want people around. Also on the American side, there's the Goldwater Air Force bombing range, which would be off limits. This is a view of the first section on the outskirts of San Luis. At the start of this image, it's the new 30-foot high bollard fence. At the end, you can see the old landing mat fence that's being replaced. This is a double fence in this area. There's a rail fence with a metal grill on it behind the landing mat fence here. Further out, though, the second fence ends. Much better security is provided by a double fence, and a double fence was specified in the Secure Fence Act of 2006. Congress just never provided the funding for everything required by the law, which they passed in response to the 9/11 terrorist attack. Not even a minimally effective single fence was provided everywhere. The existing fence was designed to fail in many areas, and it is absolutely necessary to replace hundreds of miles of it before building in new areas. Also, more secondary fence will be built at least in the most vulnerable high traffic areas. The old fence was built in the most important places. It was just often not effective, and much of it has to be replaced. Now, the big lie is that the border was already secured. This is the eastern end of that same first section. The image pans from west to east. You can see the rail fence here in the back through the new fence. A landing mat fence in front is being replaced. So at least in this area, they will have a double fence. If an illegal crosser does get past the first fence, then the second fence helps keep that person confined until a Border Patrol agent can apprehend him. The second fence does not have to be as good as the first fence because they will probably not have as much time to get past the second fence before an agent shows up. About 10 miles from where the fence starts, it transitions from 30-foot fence to 18-foot fence. It's fairly easy to get over an 18-foot high fence with a ladder and using a rope to slide down the other side. They apparently feel an 18-foot high fence is adequate here, maybe because it is many miles from any public highway. On the other side is a military bombing range covering a large area of desert, which would be closed to public traffic and monitored to some extent. Activists claim that many have died trying to cross in this area. This image shows where the 18-foot high bollard fence ends at a small hill about 18.5 miles from the outskirts of San Luis where construction starts. On the other side of the hill, an older, shorter rail fence continues. Here you see a closer view of the rail fence used at this location. The highway veers away from the border at this point, so I can't directly see what the landscape is like. Using Google, it appears that there are about 10 miles of flat land between where this current fence construction ends and the Cabeza Prieta Mountains start. This area appears to have all rail fence now, but there may be plans to upgrade it to a taller bollard fence. I estimate this rail fence is about 10 feet high. It is also not difficult to cut a hole in it, so it is not difficult to cross. However, as said earlier, it's a long hike out from here through a very desolate desert and military bombing range. To end, this is some action video. I didn't see many panels being raised the day I was there, but it was 113 degrees and a holiday week. These excavators are probably air conditioned. That's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. If you find the videos useful, please subscribe. More are coming.